Paul Brown here from Wealth21. Just put together a short market update, given all the headlines that we've had over the past week on the investment markets and the coming out of the US. So firstly, anything in this presentation is general information only. We strongly recommend that you always seek professional financial advice before making any changes to your investments. Let's have a look at the Dow Jones index. So this is a chart over the past 6 months. So the Dow Jones is an index of some of the bigger companies in the United States. You can see that's had a steady rise over that period of time until last week, where those red lines show days where it did fall quite sharply and over a large range as well. Putting that in the context of a longer term chart though, this is a 10-year chart of the Dow Jones, so going back, so this is the GFC back here, and it's had a pretty consistent rise and then a sharp uptrend over recent years. So that's the correction that we saw last week on a longer term chart. This is a chart of the volatility index, which is kind of like a measure of fear in the market. And I spoke about this in December. We've almost had a complacency in the market because the level of volatility has been unusually low for an extended period of time. And of course, last week we saw this big spike in volatility for that period of time. Looking now at the Australian share market. So this is a 6-month chart, and as you can see, the Australian share market's had some pretty solid rises really in the fourth quarter of last year, starting early October. And then last week we saw this correction here, and the red lines were the days where it did fall pretty sharply. But of course it's still well ahead of where it was at the start of October. Let's put it in the context though of a longer term chart. So this is a 10-year chart again, and you can see this goes back to the GFC, which was a very significant fall. And then it's run up pretty strongly from, like 3,000, less than 3,200 to around above 5,800. But we have seen that little correction there, which in the context of a longer term chart is not really that significant. So there we have it. That's just an update on the markets, given all of the attention we've had in mainstream media. Always important to continue focusing on your long-term investment strategies, despite all of the noise that we hear out of the media. Any questions, feel free to send me an email or give me a call. Thanks a lot.